Hey, what's up, guys? Midwest
What's
Dad
up,
Squad,
brother?
back at you again. This is the host, David DeBrine. Alongside, I got my co-host. I have Drew Life, and I have my Capri wearing Eric Gold from Kimball, South Dakota.
What's up, everyone?
What's up, brother?
What's up,
What's
brother?
up, brother?
Another
Oh,
week.
man.
Another week, another great episode, another guest speaker. Sorry for the epic shit show last week. None of you saw it, so that's good. But I mean, I'm really
Last week's
disappointed.
episode was probably the best yet.
I'm really disappointed. I was sick and I let these guys take over, and yeah, I forgot to hit record or go live, and nothing got recorded. So that's on me. I'll take the L for that. I'm sorry, guys. But
Yep,
we're
next
back.
time,
We're ready to go.
Learn how to drink and get back to work on Monday one of these days, huh, David?
Yeah, drink on a Thursday. Can't go to work the next Monday apparently. So I had strep throat. You asshole.
You know you get strep throat, right?
No.
Kiss
We ain't
another
gonna
dude who
say.
has strep throat.
Oh, okay.
Sharing a whiskey bottle.
Speaking of whiskey bottles, I got a little something here. It's kind of rare.
Ooh.
Rock Hill Farms. I don't know if you guys are big into bourbon. I kind of am, but most expensive bottle here that I have in the collection. Let's crack it and sip it. See what the hype's all about.
I'll stick to my crown.
Whew.
I'll stick to my water.
This pains me to do this. Well, we can continue on with the show. This might take me an hour to get this fucker open.
Well, guys, we got another guest speaker for the week. I'm pretty excited. This guy, we've been talking on and off with this guy, I don't know, since December, January. It's been a while. And so for a while, we kind of lost touch there. So I'm kind of glad that we got back in touch again. It's good to get involved with him. I can't wait to join his show as well. So it's going to be exciting for that.
Wait, you got an invite? Nobody else? Whoa.
What do you mean? This was before you.
I'm offended by that.
This was before you. Yes, he did.
Like my wife.
He did reach out to me, like when I was in Omaha, but I was on my deathbed, so I didn't respond really to much people. So sorry about that.
I think he actually reached out to the Midwest Dad Squad. It wasn't just like David; it was like all of us. Yeah. But I mean, David wants to take all the credit. Well, you can also take all the credit for fucking up the podcast last week too.
I did.
He did.
I just got to remind you about 5 times in the first 10 minutes of the show.
I was trying to watch it.
Special players.
Sorry about it. Well, guys, I don't know if you guys got anything else, or are we ready to bring this guy up to the show?
Heck yeah, let's do it. Let's see.
All right.
Oh man,
bring him home.
All right, let's get a proper drum roll here for our guest. All right, here he comes. What up, Seth?
Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah.
Hey.
So I'm gonna get this out now. I'm clarifying this. I reached out to the Midwest Dad Squad. I did not include any.
Yes.
Right now. I don't need any of that. I'm just clearing that up right now.
David just likes to think that he's a one-man show, I guess.
No. God, I didn't mean it like that.
No, but you said it like that. So yes, you meant it like that.
Oh,
I did not. I'm a team player. I swear to God, it's not all about me. Without these guys, I don't have a podcast.
There is no I in team, but there's an I in David.
There is, but
there's no I in team, but there's an ME in that mother. That's the Kobe Bryant quote.
But I do appreciate you guys having me on. I do. Yeah, it's been a while. We've been in touch since, I think it was December I reached out because I went on this like little deal where I kind of kicked this thing back off because I kind of went on a little hiatus, kicked it back off about that time, realized I started reaching out to all these people the week of between Christmas and New Year's when everybody is the busiest ever in the entire world. So everybody was like, "What are you doing, moron?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I get that. That makes sense now." I mean, I couldn't get anybody to agree. I'm like, I just need some, and they're like, well, not right now. And I'm like, no, I don't mean right now. I don't mean this week, But yeah, it made zero sense to do what I did. But here we are, and we made it. So
let's rock it.
Yes.
Thanks for joining on such short notice too. Gosh, we had our other guest speaker. He was going to come on from last week so he could fix my F up, but so I want to tell you like two hours before it started or something.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah, and that's completely cool. I've had, people listening to this, guys that have been on this show. I had a guy one time 10 minutes before the show, he found out he's gonna be on the show, and I looked at him and I was setting mics up and stuff. And he goes, what are you doing? I said, well, you're about to be on a podcast. I had somebody coming over and I'm like, he's going to be on and you're going to be on. So yeah, he had 10 minutes. So my show is built on pure improv. Just suit up and let's go. It don't matter. So I enjoy it and I appreciate it.
But yeah, David, that does not give you the right to give everybody a 10-minute warning
right
for the following weeks.
I said 8:15.
I'm just really
I know,
happy
but
I'm really happy he actually called me and said, all right, we're going to have this guy on. We're going to do this, this, and this. Usually it's like, oh, okay, we're doing that today. All right, I guess I'll just wing it.
I have not been the best at giving heads up. So I will take the blame again on that. I'm trying to get better with that.
It's called being candid. It's called
David, speaking about being like on top of things, how did your Mother's Day go?
Oh, that's like kerosene for the fire.
It's fine, Drew. It's fine.
Did you have to do any chores today to make up for it?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Oh, Steph, what did you do for Mother's Day?
What did we do? Oh, I took my wife out. I took my wife and my mother out for lunch. Actually, we went to there's a place that opens up on Lake Ponce at 4 miles down the road. It's a summer deal, so it's not open much. So we took them out for lunch, and then we pretty much just hung out the rest of the day, and that was about it. So pretty low key. And I had a good one.
Heck yeah! Another question: when you what part of the day would you wish your wife a happy Mother's Day?
Oh, shut up.
Well, it's probably a lot like rodeo, 8 seconds on a bull is what you're shooting for. So I suppose if you wait till the longest in the day, you'd probably get a trophy or money for it. But
no,
you might get stepped on and break a rib. So like riding a bull, you just don't know how it's going to end. You might get weird. You might win. I don't know.
Hey, David, let's see your trophy.
Yeah.
David, show us your trophy.
Yeah, longest time last. That's got to be written on it at least.
That was almost longer than me not paying my electricity bill.
No, that wasn't a year.
Oh, let's get this show on the road. Seth's over here. He's like, what the hell's going on? And he's ready for questions. We're over here bashing David like we do every week. And yeah. We'll ease up, David.
It'll get better once you stop air frying steak. But anyway, go on.
Shut up.
You stopped. The air fryer's broke.
Yeah. Dang it.
You didn't even get her a new air fryer for Mother's Day?
Shut up. Just go on.
Yeah, at least you got a card at midnight.
Shut up.
Oh man.
Seth,
all right,
story
Davey, kick us off.
I had everything planned, but it was later in the day and I got reamed for it. So
kind of picked up on that.
Yeah, so I was in the doghouse. I got her some Victoria's Secret perfume a couple of days prior, so I did get her something, but I didn't get a chance to get the card that I had planned to get after we were at her mom's house. And so she said something to me before I could get to it. So I looked like the asshole.
Only if you knew somebody that lived like 3 blocks away from you that could get it and slip it on the door. So when she comes home, it's boom, it's right there. Like, oh, David, how'd you do it? I don't know. I just did it.
All right. Next question.
Next topic. Go on.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, not to get off topic or anything, but this is what happens. But yeah, so we're just gonna ask some questions about your personal life, about your awesome podcast that you got going on. Seems like it's pretty successful for you, and then we'll kind of just ramble off some questions for you. Did you guys want me to go first, or did you want Eric? Did you want to go first, or
you know what? I actually can. I will go first because we're gonna dig down deep into the kind of the gist of the Midwest Dad Squad is if you want to be on the show, everybody knows that you got to have kids. You got to be a dad. You got to have kids, whether they're for kids, your kids, someone else's kids. You just got to have kids. So, with that being said, Seth, we're gonna ask some family questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Assuming you're married.
Yes.
How long you been married?
It'll be 3 years.
No, we need exact date and time. Like if you're
hopefully she's not watching. You can tell us whatever. We don't know.
Yeah. We don't know.
We're gonna believe you.
Yeah. It'll be 3 years this October.
Awesome. Nice. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the kids. What kind of kids you got? Ages, boy,
Homo
girl,
sapiens,
twins,
probably.
Triplets? Huh?
Homo sapiens is what kind of kids he has.
I got one little girl. She's gonna be 2 in July, and then I got one on the way. Don't know what it is yet.
Awesome. You guys gonna be
congrats,
like,
man.
Congrats.
Yeah, we did with the first one too. We didn't find out, so just going with it with the second one too. Yeah.
What do you want?
What do I want? I want a healthy one.
Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely. No matter what, it's going to be healthy. So now seriously, what do you want, boy or girl? No, I'm just kidding.
Honestly, here's for the checkbook, probably a boy at this point because I got one girl already. So like she's going to do whatever she wants to. And plus I got to pay for the prom dress. I got to pay for the wedding. So like, I mean, if we get another one in play, I got to both of those. So see.
Yeah. If you have a boy, a guy can work his ass off, pay for his own shit.
Correct. Got it. He can go to work as soon as he can walk. So, like, I mean, come on. But
I tried that with my kid last summer. I tried to get her a job out on the corner selling lemonade, but comes to find out that dad's got to pay for the lemonade. It's got to pay for the table, the advertising, like everything. And then when they profit it, that's their money. And then to start the next day, you got to start that little kitty over again. So it's a lose-lose situation.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Well, it made me no sense. It made the girls a bunch of sense.
Well, you are right.
That reminds me of the Billy Madison. It's just like, wow. After my fourth grade birthday, all my dad told me was to get a job.
So true.
So Jesse Castle says he's got 4 girls. Man, I feel for you. I got 2 of them. So yeah,
what up, Jesse?
Not having a boy kind of sucks in my house, but oh well, it is what it is. I'll live with it.
Yeah.
Jesse, how's the shoulder going, my man?
So Seth, where do you hang your hat?
So Lake Norden, South Dakota, the big hopping town.
Oh yeah, what's population up there? 4 or?
We're a little over that. We just expanded a cheese plant, so we're probably at like 550 right now.
What is it? The Bell Brands cheese plant? What is it?
AgroPure. It's they're based out of Canada, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Yeah, they just expanded 2 years ago now. They doubled in size. They've been here for years, but they just doubled it. So it's growing the town. I mean, we got houses going up. We got apartments going up. Like we just brought in 2 10,000 head dairies like 12 miles down the road. So it's growing like crazy around here massively. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Do you like it or not like it?
I'm a fan. Okay. You got to have growth, right? Like, I mean, especially when you live in small town South Dakota like this, either you're living or you're dying. Like you watch every small community around here, they chose one of 2 paths. They're either going with it or they're fighting it. The ones that are fighting it, their main streets don't look as good as the ones that rolled with it. So I like it. It brings the ability for the next generation to come back, live here, want to live here.
Sure.
They can make a living now. I mean, before it was, when I graduated, most of them were like, I'm out. See ya. Deuces.
Yeah.
Moved off to make money. They had to,
So your closest like closest big town is like Watertown, I'm guessing.
Correct. Then? Yep. That'd be 26 miles away, give or take.
So how often do you probably see them guys living in your town travel to Watertown for work? I mean, it's probably a big thing. So it's probably a big thing that you guys got that there. So some people are like, well, I can stay in town and work now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was growing up. That's where everybody worked. Either you worked in Watertown or you probably farmed. Them or your two options. Outside of that, like, or you worked in agriculture of some sort. But yeah, you literally got it right. Like going to Watertown was it. It was the ticket. Now you start talking around town and people are like, oh, I work here, I work there, just a few miles down the road.
Sweet.
You know, so it has brought a lot of good to the small towns around us. It really has. So I'm big for it. Growth is the right way to go. But
brothers and sisters, Seth, what do you got there for siblings?
I got one older brother. That is it. He lives just 5 miles north of me. And so see him quite often. Mom lives at the same place. So they actually live on a farmstead together. She's in the backyard. He's in the front yard. So the cool part is he gets all the phone calls when Mom needs the TV fixed and I don't. I'm kidding, Mom. I love you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. But no,
I'll help you with your phone later.
Come adjust my rabbit ears.
Exactly. I turned the microwave on and now the TV won't work. Well, you know, get a newer TV. I don't know what to tell you.
That might be some underlying issues that you don't want to get into.
Well, sometimes that's what it leads to, right? So that's why it's nice to stay out of that.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh. So you live in Lake Norton. There can't be a whole bunch to do.
No, that's why I do a podcast.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. I've got a couple of your podcasts. When we started this episode or this thing, you know, and trying to get you on the podcast and everything like that and get it together. I did throw a couple episodes. I mean, I don't remember what they were because it was like 6 years ago that we started the journey with you. But I have caught myself a couple times in the gym, you know, just walking on the treadmill. You know, we got I think it's Midwest Minute is what it's called.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I've caught a couple episodes. Like I said, pretty good stuff though.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a journey. It's you know, I mean, you all being dads in this conversation, you get life's busier than shit. I mean, and there's been times this podcast has went up and it's went down. Like we strong for a couple months and then, you know, we had a kid and life stops and then you try to figure it back out again. And now it's like trying to juggle. But luckily we moved into a newer house that had a room that I could literally make a studio. And so it helped out a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it helped out a lot because it just to the point where, I mean, this thing started at a kitchen table. Like this podcast legitimately started at a kitchen table.
Ask Eric about that.
Yeah.
It started on its kitchen table.
Yeah, I get it. I get that.
Yeah,
it's crazy how much the freaking equipment is. Like just like the mic itself is like $70 on Amazon. Like for a good one, headphones $30. Like everything just adds up so quick with any little freaking hobby that you have, and it's not a cheap hobby. It really is not. If you want the top of the line quality stuff, like. I don't know how long it took us. What, Eric, like 4 months, like to just straight record before we found a platform that we actually used. Like, did it take you a long time to find like a platform that was actually good for you to use?
So,
or did you just go right to Spotify?
For me, what I did is, so I jumped into the idea of how do I get this thing out to multiple places rather than just throwing it at one. Yep. So I started figuring out like, how can I share it multiple places? Well, then I found out they have actual podcast sharing places, websites that you can upload to. So that's the route I went to. I pay a subscription to get that done, which, like you said, this is not a cheap hobby. Like if people are like, oh yeah, it's great, I'm just gonna start it up. Look into it a little bit, think about it a little bit. Like it, you know, I mean, it's fun and it's worth it. And it's been a great ride, but it does, because I mean, you pay for that. Like I got four mics. I just upgraded interfaces last year. Like it's been a trip, and then coming into the studio, getting that all set up. But it's a deal. I mean, you got to commit to it. Like we got to a point where I looked at my wife and said, so we got two options. Either we kill this thing or I got to upgrade some stuff. Like them are our two options, because if you don't upgrade and get what you need to make it worth your time, it is just a pain and it is no fun at all.
Yeah.
Like it takes the fun right out of it.
It's because the quality is just trash. Like, if you don't have like the pro plans on these, like I think we started with just like an audio recording at first, and then we went with Riverside. Riverside was great. We were using that for recordings, but there's only so you had to pay for the subscription, right? Like what you said, but you only get so much recording time. So you only get like 200 hours of recording time. Well, shit, we were there in like 3, 4, 5, like recordings. And so we really had to like find a platform that we could just pay for, just for like, we just pay like, what was it, Eric? Like $25 a month or something like that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, you got to pay for it, but
yeah.
But then we got blessed at Christmas time, and some girl let us upgrade for no charge at all to the pro plan. So we got the 1080p, like the quality, and like unlimited amount of recordings and destinations. I think you get like 10 of them. So it was pretty awesome for people to reach out and like help out. That Facebook page, that podcast, you follow that one on Facebook?
Yep.
The podcasters, there's like thousands and thousands of followers on there. That was honestly the most helpful tool I ever used in my life for starting this up, because without that, we wouldn't have a logo, we wouldn't have a name. Like, people just help so much with that, and big shout out to those guys.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a trip. I did it all honestly, and I found that late. I started this all literally off Google, just figuring, like, finding free place to build a logo, a free place to try to find music for intros. Like, I was digging into everything free, because I'm like, I can't put money into this. I don't even have an episode out yet. Like,
right.
I bought mics and I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm not pouring money into this right now. And it came quick that I had to. I was like, well, I mean, to get where I'm going, like, I have to spend money on it to make it work and make it worth my time. And now that I've grown, and last week we had I had Nathan Timmel on. He's a comedian out of Iowa. He reached out to me for him to find me. Like, I don't know how he even did it, but I mean, to get there, you had to commit to spending that. And it's fun. Like, I go back and listen to some of them first episodes, and I'm like,
what the fuck was I
doing? Like, what is going on here? And I remember those too. Like, I mean, there were some of those where we were just, I mean, for the lack of a better term, we were hammered. Like, we were just and I remember the next day, like, listening to those editing, I'm like, I can't put this out to the public.
Oh, you got no balls. If you can't just go live and just let everybody deal with the bloopers. I mean, our first episode, I think David said before, or more times than he said anything else. It was
It was bad. Oh my God, I've gotten so much better over like the past episodes and everything, but my God, shut up. It's been a grind for sure.
It is, and the craziest part about it is reaching out to people to have them on, and getting the people that are like, yeah, I've been on a podcast, I've been on radio, and they sit down and it's one word answers, and you're like, what?
What? Come on.
Have a conversation with me, please.
Yeah, no. And you're sitting there like, what? They said you were on the radio. And
I'm here so I don't get fined.
Exactly. Literally, like, and not even cool as Marshawn. And you're like, what are you doing?
Right. Well, you mentioned you had a comedian from Iowa. I think didn't you say you had Dave Chappelle message you?
Yeah. Dude, that guy's a tool and a half.
We would be canceled.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'd rather listen to my kid try to tell jokes rather than listen to Dave Chappelle.
Oh, he's hilarious.
What about, would you have Chappelle or Rife?
Rife, or both. Chappelle's freaking hilarious. I love Dave Chappelle.
You know what? I don't know who I would really have as a comedian, because, like, actually, Mitch Hedberg. Boom. R.I.P. Mitch Hedberg is probably the best comedian in the world.
He can't come on our show.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like that's probably all time like favorite.
We're trying to throw out little shout-outs.
And then we got some more fanboys over here. Melissa, Matt Rife.
Yep, Rife. Yeah. Hell
Come
yeah.
On.
Hell
Jeez,
yeah.
Next week, let's have the Kelsey brothers on the podcast too. I mean, if we're gonna be
all right.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Jason Kelsey. Sure.
Absolutely.
100%. Travis can come too. But like, I'm sorry, I'm giving a shout out to Jason on that one. Yeah, Jason could be on any Midwest podcast today, tomorrow. Yes,
I'm right there.
Right now.
I'm right there.
Yeah.
I
would jump in on this thing right now. Come on, let's do it. Like, I mean,
David's such a fanboy, you wouldn't believe it. He would add Matt Rife, the Kelsey brothers, and what's your new one? Your new whiskey you just had? What's
Proper 12,
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Yeah, David's such a fucking fanboy. It's not even funny. I mean, a month ago he was over there sipping on was it Travis Kelsey's energy drink or whatever?
It's so good.
I know, you're such a fanboy. Such a fanboy.
I mean, we can get Nikki Glazer on too.
Oh, dude, yes, absolutely.
Shit. We would never make it out alive.
I would
She was amazing on that Tom
Yes.
Brady.
Oh my god, that was hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
How she roasted Tom or freaking Kevin Hart and Tom Brady.
Dude,
God.
That's not the best roast that they've ever done. There's plenty more that are awesome, but
I'll keep this Kevin Hart.
But everybody had to know that one was going to get out of hand. Like, I mean, there's no way you didn't know that was going to get out of hand and away.
There's rumor going around. The next one to go is Tiger Woods. I saw that today.
Really?
A Tiger Woods.
Twiger.
All I'm saying is he doesn't wear Sunday red to that thing, I'm gonna be a little pissed off.
Yeah,
especially if it's on a Sunday live on Netflix.
That would be freaking hilarious. He'd be roasted for sure.
You got to do a Sunday live with that one at that point. How do you not put Tiger on Sunday on a roast?
Yeah. I would just love to hear Phil Mickelson go on there. I mean, Phil's funny as it is.
Brooks Koepka would be hilarious. He hates the media.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's sports. It's sports. Shoot.
No,
sorry.
Yeah, Seth, we got a little rule around Midwest Dad Squad here. We don't talk about sports because Eric hates sports, and we don't talk about politics because David can't spell politics.
Shut the heck up.
I mean, that's probably I mean, I don't have an Eric on my podcast or a David on mine, but both of those probably follow the Midwest Minute too.
So speaking of topics that we don't do, what topics do you do on your show?
So as far as the Midwest Minute, I mean, I don't have probably an actual topic. What I really try to get is business owners, preferably small town business owners, private business owners that created a business, basically just to show that like you can come here and start something, make a living. Because, this podcast was started during, I know we don't talk politics, but COVID, and what was everybody doing? They were coming by the droves to South Dakota. Well, they were coming because it was free here. We could do whatever we wanted, but they didn't know what was going on. Like, they don't know what we have to offer, and Sioux Falls is easy. Rapid is easy. The big cities are easy, but what does Lake Norden, what does the small towns provide? So what I try to do is get those type of people on the show, talk about what they do. We've had anybody from, there's a company out of Watertown, there's Team Lodge. They make ice shacks, permanent ice shacks.
Yes.
We have them on to talk about, where they came from, what they're doing, what they got going on, some of the new stuff they got going on. We've had the Watertown area home builders on, like, to talk about what they got going on. I mean, we've had farmers on. It's been all over the board. And that's really what this show is about, is just to have fun. It's a place for you to come listen. You might learn something. You might laugh. You might do neither of them, but hey, you listen. So thank you for that. But that's what we try to do. That's what I want to do. I recorded from the Lake Regions golf course, their manager was on. We were at the clubhouse, sat down, talked about what they got going on, some of the events they put on in the summer. They do some pretty great things there. They got one coming up. They do through the Ty Eschenbaum Foundation. They do a deal there for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, for his foundation, which he's been on to talk about what he's got going on. They do a golf tournament and a fishing tournament out there. And that's actually, not to talk sports, Riley Reef has been there pretty much every year, I think.
Riley Reef?
Yeah, has been there since it started.
Not sports, Eric. I promise.
Yeah. I think Mike Miller's been there a couple times. I know Zenner was there one year.
Mike Miller.
Not sports.
Not sports. Sorry. But no, that's a big thing that they got. Just trying to show off some of those things that we got going on. That right out here in the middle of nowhere, and they're big things that happen. So that's some of the things that we talk about. And then sometimes we have the occasional episode where there's a 12-pack of beer sitting in the front of or in the middle of the table, and we just figure out where the show goes. And sometimes we don't know where it ends. So you kind of
what is the beer? I mean, you guys drink Busch Light up north, or I mean, you guys drink something more classy, like a little Coors Light.
It's very mixed, probably up here.
You got a Miller Light in there.
Miller, I'm a Miller Light guy. That's
okay.
Me.
Yeah, I can drink that.
Yeah, that's me. Probably as far as my base that's been on the show and listening, it's split between Coors Light, Busch Light, probably the two main runners. Miller Light's up there, but like that's probably your main two. Coors
Can't go wrong with little Busch Latte.
Yeah, you actually can.
Here's the thing. I'm a small town Midwestern boy, so if it's free, it's great. If it's cold and free, it's even better. So like,
absolutely.
100%.
I'm not complaining at all.
But if I'm buying it, you darn right, we're getting the good stuff. We're getting the old Banquet, baby.
The old Banquet.
Banquet's pretty good.
The old pigskins, huh?
Woo! Yeah, absolutely.
Miller Lite. That's where I'm
going. Last week, my buddy, we were on our golf trip in Omaha. My buddy got those cut waters with a margarita. They're like 12% alcohol. Gross. He had like 2 or 3 of those. He was spinning. Like he said, he had the spins. He was so drunk off of 3 of them.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah,
sounds very dangerous.
Seth, what do you guys do for fun up north? I mean, there's not a whole bunch. Are you guys go cow tipping, or what do you all do up there?
You've never been cow tipping before. Yeah, no, we didn't take a play
on two.
We did not take a play out of the old Tommy Boy playbook there. A lot of probably, hunting's a big one. Excuse me. Fishing, as far as that recreation outside, hunting, fishing, we got a ton of lakes up here. Like Minnesota claims to be the land of 10,000, but the cool part about South Dakota, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, we don't claim ponds. We don't claim water puddles. We claim lakes. We probably have more. Fishing's big. I've had hunting and fishing guide on. I don't fish a lot in the summer, more winter fishing. I like to ice fish.
What guide you have on?
I had Anthony Fredrickson out of Arlington at Fins to Feathers, hunting and fishing. It was just when he had started. It was not long after he had started. I was actually in the guards with him, so I knew him and had him on. I've been trying to reach out to a couple other ones to get him on, just to have a little diversity on. Probably reach out to him again at some point, have him back on. But that's a big one, as far as anything else that fun goes up here, that's probably about it. Your dad with kids, so you're probably taking them to the lake or something like that. We used to have a lot of, when I was young, there were street dances were a big thing in small towns, but now they're not anymore.
Too many fights.
Correct. That's what it always led to. It really
became the Chester Street dance all over.
Who's got the most chest hair?
The other thing is you just find your local other friend dad, and you figure out what's meat you're smoking for that day, and then you just hang out and smoke meats. That's the fun.
Now
you're talking Eric's language. Now you're talking it.
So I actually hauled my smoker to work today, and we threw on some brats. And then on top of these brats, it's like you put skewers through them, and then we put cream cheese, cheddar cheese, jalapeno chopped up, and a little bit of chopped up bacon. Oh yeah.
You actually did that?
Yes, absolutely. I did that.
You sent that in our group deal, and that's all you did. You didn't say anything about it. You just sent it to us. And it's like, oh, I think he sent this to us to save for later.
Yeah. Yeah, it was delicious. Delicious.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
So,
We did.
What do you like to smoke then? Like, what's your favorite thing to smoke?
Oh man, that's
besides weed. I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's a loaded question. I'm a ribs guy, always have been, probably.
3, 2, 1 or what?
Huh?
3, 2, 1 ribs?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. A brisket's good. I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm probably like your like hardcore like meat is meat type of person. So like I'll eat whatever. Like we throw it on there, we eat it. Like I don't care. I'm a carnivore at the end of the day. Like we could probably try to smoke lamb chops and I'd probably eat them. I mean, I'd probably try it. But
so would you rather smoke or air fry steak? I'm just curious.
I didn't have a grill, so they give me so much shit for it.
Yeah, your air fryer is the grill, isn't it? Can't you reverse it in there?
Yeah, I had a grill in there.
Well, I mean, I'm probably gonna go with grill on that one, but I mean, if you got to use what you got, then.
Well, he's also got a stove that he can preheat the oven to 250, cook the steak for, I don't know, probably 35 minutes, and then pull it out and do a reverse sear. I think he'll be just fine. And then look at this. We got David.
Thank you, Melissa.
David, I think we got a new David fan here because like everything you say, she's agreeing with it, which is crazy because
I'm a very likable person.
I mean, you pissed Seth off there. You
just made Seth leave.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Seth. Come on, come back.
Man.
He's
Jack.
He's so offended by you doing an air fryer steak. He left. And, he's back. Okay.
I didn't mean to make you leave, Seth.
No, I just realized that in the studio I don't have clap lights, so like that's another probably hurdle that I just found out about a studio. I've never recorded going into the dark hours before in here.
So I did watch a TikTok reel where they were talking about air frying steak. And I guess if you do it, you pull it right out of the freezer, you throw it in there, you let it thaw out, you're going to overcook it. But
yeah, you just throw it right in there.
I just wouldn't do it.
We did let the steak
food poisoning to me.
No, that's what's fun about it. You get to skip work.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You've seen Happy Gilmore when that dude and he throws the club and then there's that dude in the stand just going like this, just in dismay. That's every time we talk about air frying steak. It's like
no, David. David, what other stupid shit did you put in the air fryer?
Dude, we've done so much. We've done like twice baked potato, green bean casserole. Dude, we've made some cool stuff in that. We made ribs in that. And it actually turned out really good.
Probably boneless ribs too. A McRib is what it was. Probably a McRib sandwich.
No, they had the ribs in them.
Honey, just warm it up in the air fryer, please, and put a little extra Cookies barbecue sauce on it. That's exactly what it was.
Eric actually had some air fried food, and it actually wasn't bad.
It was bacon. So. It was bacon. Like as long as just like Seth was saying. Free cold beer, you can't beat it. So yes, bacon. As long as it's cooked all the way through, it's good.
No, chewy bacon.
No, crispy.
Oh, I'm with Eric on this one. It's
crispy.
Only if it's on like burgers and stuff. But if you're just eating bacon plain, it's got to be chewy.
No, it's got to be crispy no matter what.
Yeah,
whatever.
All right,
teach their own. You're wrong. I'm right.
Just want to let you know tonight's Drew's last night of podcast.
We haven't even done that to David yet. Well, I guess he is the host, so
yeah, you can't kick me off.
Clearly, we can't run the show without him.
It'd be like
minutes last week.
It'd be like in School of Rock when they kicked him out of the band and it was his band.
I love School of Rock. It's such a great movie. You're a fat loser and you have body odor.
No, seriously, we're done now. No, you're tacky and I hate you.
You see me after class.
Oh, man.
If you couldn't tell, Seth, we get off topic probably every couple minutes with the podcast, but that's what's the beauty of this podcast.
Sometimes
so fun.
You just drink bourbon and whiskey and you see where it goes.
the cool part about it is if you don't have a script, it's all improv, so it doesn't matter. So you were never off script if you don't have script. That's the best part.
Right.
So we go off topic, not off script, just off topic.
Yeah.
I mean,
really at that point, like the whole thing's a topic, so we're good. We're just on it. We're on topic. We're just on the topic at that point.
So tonight's topic is Seth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, I'd like to say tonight's topic's probably more the Midwest Minute, but we'll go with that.
It's all the same thing.
That's that's true, I
the
guess.
Midwest Minute is Seth, right?
To the company, essentially, right? But
Seth, did you add any co-hosts to your podcast, or is it just you right now?
I have not. It's just me right now.
Okay.
David's looking to get out of a show and become a co-host, just to let you know.
He is. He's looking for a co-host. No, see, here's the thing. So when I started, like, I had this list of like 5 people that I wouldn't mind having as one. So rather than making them a permanent co-host and trying to like lock down those schedules, I just have them on as guests when they have free time, and then them are some of the best episodes we have. And then that way, like, it's at the end of the day, it's me. I'm not against having a co-host, but it's just me, and it's my vision, and I just roll with it. And that's how it started. It was my vision. And I'm okay with that. I mean, having guys on for guests, it's fun. It's great.
Right.
You can kind of get a little bit of a different, attitude at times. It's formal, it's informal, it's fun. It's maybe not so fun for some on some shows, but like that's how it goes, right? Like, I don't want to hear about this. Okay, then don't listen. I don't know what to tell you. But no, I've been asked that a lot. Like, would you want to co-host? I mean, maybe someday, but right now I'm just not. That's just not my thing. I'm cool with being me, and that's it. And we'll just roll with it. But
so is podcasting the only thing you do, or
no, not at all. If podcasting was the only thing I was doing, these lights wouldn't have turned on probably.
well, if you
He's
don't
a dad
pay your
too.
bill for a year, they don't turn on either. So
you get a year though.
I scooted underneath the radar on that one, Drew. I got lucky there.
That's awesome. No, actually, I'm in sales. So I work here actually in Lake Norden, Hamlin Building Center. Give them a shout out. I've worked there now for it'll be 2 years this summer. Prior to that, I was in feed sales. Worked for a company out of Lake Norden here. That one I was on the road a lot. So starting a family, I just needed something where I was a little more stationary. So made that switch over, and it's been a fun ride ever since. Went from feeding animals to helping build homes. So it's been a good ride. It's fun. I enjoy it.
So you probably got a lot of business when that tornado went through, huh?
Yeah, that helped. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend it didn't help. Yeah.
I mean, crappy thing.
Crappy deal for everybody. It was terrible.
Right.
I remember that night. Yeah, it was. I have still to this day never seen weather like that, and in my 30 years now of living here, I've never seen
crazy.
It was nuts. I mean, it literally went from. I mean, it was midday, and it went from light to dark. I mean, it was black out. That was nuts. And we got lucky. I don't know how in the world that went from us to, it went right over to Castlewood, which is just a few miles from here, straight east, northeast a ways. And that went right through us to get there. And it was a terrible deal all around. And the rebuilding's still going on, actually. Like, you go over there and there's still homes that are not rebuilt. Their school, they just decided on what they're going to do for that. So it's a terrible thing, but it's one of the cool parts about the Midwest, though. I remember that night. Once the sky cleared and you seen the rainbows come out, all you seen was people throwing things in the back of their pickups. They were throwing shovels. They were throwing chainsaws. And they might have had 3 trees in their yard, but they didn't care. They were driving down. We had 5 cars drive by our house. We were sitting out front. And everyone stopped and asked if we needed anything and kept going. Like, it's the one thing about the Midwest that just, it's so cool to see. And I don't know, it might happen elsewhere, but like, it happens here, and it's guaranteed that it happens here. Like, it is so cool.
I'll tell you the story too. Like, when I live in Pierre, we had that flood in 2011 that went through. I mean, it was the same thing, like you said. I mean, it's such a Midwest way that a neighbor just helps out a neighbor. And like, there were guys driving skid steers, and they're like, "Whose skid steer is that?" And they're like, "I don't know. I just grabbed it and started using it." He goes, "Well, can I borrow it?" "Yeah, get in here." And it's like they just took off with it, and it was like you helped out everybody that you could. I mean, I remember I was playing baseball that summer, and they just said, if you need to miss a baseball practice to help somebody sandbag, you don't get punished for it. That was the rule. If you miss practice, you better be sandbagging, and that was just the thing. And it's like you said, it's just cool to see a community come together when that stuff happens.
Yeah, Castlewood, they had the tornado went through, and there was power lines down everywhere, and we, the other part about being Midwestern is that you might go to help, but you're also going to gawk and look and see.
Yes, rubbernecking.
Yeah,
rubbernecking.
You gotta go check it out. And and so we went over there, and all you see going into Castlewood, I mean, there's 3 ways into that town, and one is one main highway, and the other one is a back road. And so, like, going in there, we popped the hill going into town off of Highway 22, and all you seen was tractors for miles trying to get into town, and the cops were literally standing there trying to turn these dudes around. Like, you can't go in there. There's live wires, and these farmers are out there getting pissed off because they won't let them in town to go help somebody. Like, but it's like, you can't go in there. It's dangerous, but that's just the way it was. There was tractors backed up on Highway 22 for up the hill, so it was a couple miles at least, just trying to get in. Trucks with dump trailers on them. I mean, there was payloaders, whatever it was off the farm, they were coming in. And but no, it did, like I said. I mean, I'm not going to take it did help, but like, it is a terrible thing, and you hate to see it, because next year it might be us here. You never know. Like, I mean, it could be. I mean, we've already had some real sketch weather around the world starting off, and it's been, I mean, we're just getting into this thing, so like.
And it's only when Christy comes to town, right?
No politics.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
No, so did that tornado, that must have came right over from Omaha then, right? Like, it just skipped over from there all the way down to you guys then?
So this actually moved in more from probably. It probably came up from about there, but like,
David, this was a few years ago, David.
Yeah,
this wasn't like the recent.
No, this wasn't just like when this was at least 2 years ago. If not,
I thought you were talking about like the one recent.
No, this is a few years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it came in, and it was one of those things where like it was a beautiful day, and they had been talking about like how it was gonna get kind of bad, it could get bad, and all of a sudden, like, I remember getting a phone call from my wife, and she's like, so I was on the road then, she goes, "Are you at home?" And I said, "Well, I'm not at home, I'm at my office, but yeah, I'm around home." And she's like, "Well, I'm leaving work early, like, it's supposed to get bad, everybody's talking about it." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever," like, the normal whatever. Whatever. Rain, and we're fine, and whatever. And I'm sitting there, and I left my office, and I look off to the west, and it is pitch black. Like, I mean, it looked like it was nighttime, like it's something from a movie. And all of a sudden, you could see it come across the highway. I mean, the dust came, and the wind, and there was actually a house just west of here, and it was facing south, and that came up from like the southwest, and they actually had to replace all the windows on that house because they were like sandblasted. That wind, it literally looked like they had been sandblasted. It was insane. Damn. Yeah. So yeah, it was rugged. That was gnarly. Of course, my wife was in the basement, and I was up watching it in the porch,
taking pictures.
Of course.
Like, that is such a,
if that house disappears, then I know I need to go to the basement. We're good. I can gauge it. We'll be fine.
That is such a Midwest dad thing. You got your white New Balance, your jean shorts, and you're out there just like pointing and like, yeah, that's a funnel cloud.
Yeah, that's a supercell.
Yeah. Oh man, growing up, my dad used to like tornado sirens would go off, and he would just like walk outside and just look. I'm like, "What the fuck you doing? You're not a meteorologist. Get back inside."
Exactly.
But I mean, it was my dad. I had to trust him. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. My dad always tells a story when they had a tornado go through when he was a kid that went through Huron, where we're from, and he tells a story that him and his siblings were sitting on the front porch eating a popsicle, watching everybody else get destroyed, and it was like way over there, but it wasn't near them, so they didn't care yet. I'm just like, are you joking? Like, get the frick in the house.
That is so Midwestern.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, even over in Castlewood, there's still people that'll show you videos. They were out there, they were out watching it go through part of town, and they're on the other side of town, and it's like, you know, I mean, I probably talk a big game, but if I was at that point, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'll be in the basement.
I'm getting inside.
Please be under the roof at this point. Like, I'm not gonna be out my front yard just videoing this. But yeah, there's guys out, they got videos, you see it all the time, and it's like, what are you doing?
There's people like on the interstate with the one that went through Omaha and like videos like, what are you guys doing? There's a tornado literally like 20 feet in front of you. What are you doing on the road right now?
Massive. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? You're going to die.
My boss was in Nebraska when that one rolled through a couple 2-3 weeks ago. He was in Nebraska, and he was like, yeah, it got kind of scary there for a minute, but
just a minute though. Other than that, it was fine.
Right.
It's a Midwest minute.
Midwest minute. It always takes a Midwest minute to say goodbye, doesn't it? Goodbye,
you got
watch
that?
out for deer.
Well, I suppose 45 minutes later.
Yes.
Well, I got another beer over here. You better wait.
You might as well stay for one more. I get so much shit for that, though. By the way, the Midwest Minute, everybody's like, "Well, your show's longer than a minute." Yeah,
that's why it's the Midwest Minute.
Exactly. There's also things at the dollar store that are more than $1.
You got that right.
Yeah, that's false advertising. It's like $1.25 now.
Seth, a couple questions here for you. What are you've been a dad for 2 years? What are a couple of your moments that are like, wow, this is awesome? And then what's a moment you're like, shit, that really sucks? Like, what are those moments of your, not saying like the good things about being a dad? Obviously, everybody knows the good things, but I mean, there's some stuff you're like, man, what a bummer. And the shitty diapers are not one of them.
Well, no, that's for sure. Honestly, like, I really think the great parts about it are just watching the obvious milestones to me. Like, she's now almost 2, so now we're starting a little bit more conversation and watching that, but just watching from the time that the crawl, walk, run phase. I was in the Army, so that's how they taught everything in the Army. But it was truly just crazy to watch that happen in real life. And now we're there, and now we're beyond that. Now we're trying to figure out, like, now we're curious about things. Like, we moved, so she grew up in a different house than we're in now. We brought her home to that house, and she was young, but like, she knew, like, this is, and then we got here and she knew, like, this ain't where we're supposed to be. And so there was an adjustment period there of, she was scared of her bedroom. Like, the first 4 nights here, she would not sleep. Like, you would go to lay her in her crib, and she would look at you with this face like she is scared to death. And that one right there was a bummer for me. It was like, I felt bad. Like, I had probably done something wrong, but I didn't. And that was a moment for me that was like, this was good for us, but she doesn't understand that. And that, I just felt like there was nothing I could do you can't explain it to her. Like, this is your home now. Like, we could tell her that, but she has no idea what we're talking about. I mean, I just really have no idea. And that one right there was one for me. I struggled a little bit, but she got over it. Now we live in a split level, so she just runs stairs all day long. So yeah, at some point, like, she's just running stairs up, down, splitting, and she's loving it. But that was a moment right there that just kind of shook me. And then as far as the moment of the true moment, I mean, obviously we've all been there. You finally, you're in the hospital for 2 days, and all of a sudden they're putting this baby in a car seat, and they're like, well, we're going to walk you to the door. And you're like, wait a minute, we're leaving? And then they put it in your car, and you're like, wait a minute, I got to drive? Where are we going? Are we going on a field trip? We're coming back, right? No, we're going home. Then you get home, and you're sitting there, and you're looking at the baby like,
where'd this come from?
What do we do? What do we do? There's nobody here to help us. We're alone. We have each other. But I mean, that was, I mean, I just can't express that to anybody, that you just don't know what, you know, I mean, you just go through that you don't know. And then you just figure it out. But that was a moment.
Struggles are real.
Would you figure it out over there?
Oh man,
my bad.
We're struggling with one of our kids too.
Yeah,
that's me.
But no, them were probably two. I mean, one that was good and one that wasn't. So I mean, it's a trip, right? Like you just every day is a new thing. It's an experience. We've had a lot of firsts, and it's just fun. I mean, overall, as a family, and it you know. So the other part about it is so before we had my daughter, we had literally bought a house. I started a new job all within 3 weeks. So we're in a new house. We're trying to move into a new house. And I started a new job. I'm trying to transition to a new job. And all of a sudden, my wife calls me at my new job and is like, I'm in labor.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So what do I do? Do I get to work, or what do you need me to do?
Let me go and break here quick.
And so
one for you.
And so then we get through all that. Well, so we bought this house. It was the oldest house, one of the oldest houses in Lake Norden, built in 1925. Beautiful American 4-square house. You know, everybody's dream of buying it, fixing it up, making it your own, until the dream becomes a reality. Then it sucks and you don't want to do it. Well, we got to the point where Seth wanted to do it, and there was a chimney in that house. And I said, I will rip this chimney out brick by brick. Little did Seth know what that led to, with a newborn child in the home. Lath, plaster, chimney dust, great stories, fun times. It sucked. It was miserable. We did that for a year. That the chimney led to a bathroom remodel led to a kitchen remodel led to a leveling the house in the basement. And then Seth said, we are buying a new house somewhere. I'm done. And my wife didn't have any complaints for that. So we sold it. We bought one and we moved, all again within a year. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, here we are expecting another child in a home that we've been in now since we moved here just the week of Thanksgiving. So we've been here a little bit now, but like it's been, yeah.
So it sounds like you're about to buy a new house.
That's not a trend that's sticking, just so you're aware. The bank won't allow that anymore. I promise you that. The banker said, no, you aren't doing that anymore. But
did you
go ahead.
Did you tell your kids just like, hey, relax, there's only been like 3 deaths in this room, it's fine?
You know, in that house right there, like I don't know the history behind it, other than I did know the old lady that lived there before. She did not die in the home.
That's good.
And I'm just mad I didn't find $100 buried in that damn chimney. I didn't find any money buried in a wall in that house, and I didn't take out every wall. And there's probably buried.
Oh, it's still in there. It's still in there.
We're remodeling a farmhouse at work, and it was like, gosh, I hope there's like a suitcase somewhere that we just find in one of these walls. Like, I mean, it was in the 1800s, built in the 1800s, and it's like, where's this money? But we ripped out every single wall, but one of them didn't find a suitcase, so we took our chances.
I bet you found some old beer cans or like whiskey bottles. I bet.
Yeah, no, the one wall had about 15 schnapps bottles in it, so I don't know who was doing that. Typical. But it was it had to have been a cold winter. And then it's just and then they used like soup cans for the holes to cover up the holes. They put soup cans and then they nail it on there to cover up the old holes in the 1x4s that they use for sheeting. It was something crazy. And then like the newspaper for insulation. I mean, there was newspaper. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. We had the newspaper. That was. Yeah. We didn't find anything. We left a bunch of Miller Lite cans in a bathroom wall, but we didn't find anything in there. But
in about 60 years, they're going to be like, "What the hell is
this?" Yeah. But no, it was so. Yeah, I mean, my first year of fatherhood was a trip. Like it was all around. Just we're remodeling a home. I'm working a new job. Like, and I carried bricks out in 5-gallon pails out outside. I'd come home from working a 10-hour, come home, do that for another 4, and then I'd just hit the bed, wake up, and do it all over again. And in the middle of the night, I'd wake up, take care of the baby. So like it was Monster energy drinks, coffee, and more Monster energy drinks that I lived off for a straight year of my life. It was great.
Sounds like the military life.
It was, yeah, that was a cool thing that prepped me for that. I mean, my wife looked at me midway through and goes, I don't know how you're alive. And I'm like, well, the U.S. government gave me a certain set of skills. So
yes,
we're good. They taught me how to live with 0 sleep. So we're all right. Like, it's fine.
Were you National Guard, reserves, or active duty, or what?
National Guard. Yeah. I was with the 211th out of Madison.
The old sapper unit, baby.
Yeah. I was in it for 6 years, and then we were getting married and stuff. So I was like, well, I'm out. So, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun. Did a lot of cool 2-week training things, you know. I mean, yeah. Got to go play.
I remember a time we went to Guernsey and we packed, I don't know what seemed like to be 10,000 pounds of C4. And I know some of those sapper boys were like, shit, we go to 2-week training and we don't get near the amount of C4 you guys got. We were getting ready to deploy to Afghanistan, and we couldn't find enough shit to blow up. It was awesome. So much dead cards, so much C4. Oh man, just a typical Midwestern's dream, you know.
Oh, amen. The problem is it really kills fireworks. Fireworks are no fun anymore. So I mean, you see one debt, and you're like, yeah, well, that was kind of fun. But
when you're blowing trees that are 20 foot in the air, like when you're blowing them completely out of the ground, 6, 7, 8, 10 feet. It's
a trip. Yeah,
you just gotta do what I see all them old timers do. They light the firecracker and you hold it in your hand and wait for it to explode. And then I saw the guy light it and he threw it in his mouth, and then it exploded in his mouth and smoke came out of his nose.
Oh, I'll try that. There, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, no, it was so. Yeah, I mean, it that definitely did teach me how to get through that, which is I commend them for that, because it was needed. But yeah, that was one. I mean, it's just been fun. It's an experience that nobody can describe until you're in it. That's for sure. I mean, fatherhood.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, hey,
thank you,
service, brother.
No, it was weekend warring for a while, and you know.
That damn brick chimney got me the best of me. Would you figure it out, Drew?
I figured it out. Look at that.
We look like amateurs over here next to Seth. I mean, shit, he's got cool flags. Well, we got nothing. He's got a cool boom mic. He's got headset.
I need a boom.
Remember, I'm 3 weeks into this. I'm not months and years into this like you guys are.
We're not years. Well, Seth maybe, but
two years into amateur podcasting. Well, not 2 consecutive, because I mean it has been it's been a roller coaster. But we recently just launched doing it weekly, and then that kind of went good for a while, and then it kind of went a little bit. But now we're kind of back up on it. Got an episode coming out tomorrow. So
when do your episodes come out? How do people follow you? What do we?
So
I want to listen to this.
So episodes drop every Tuesday. They're out on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, pretty much anywhere you can find them. I mean, except for YouTube, not out there yet. But pretty much everywhere else you can find them. They're out there. We do have a website. You can also go to Facebook. I post usually every one of them on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter. Life on Twitter, well, X now, is not real lively. I don't post much on there. But Instagram, Facebook, you can definitely go to them too to find teasers to what's coming next. Anything like that. I try to do a teaser, of what's coming. Sometimes it's just, hey, just a reminder tomorrow, go listen to the thing. It just depends on what they are and what kind of teaser I can give without giving away the entire show. Sometimes I don't want to give away, like Team Lodge would be fairly tough to tease Team Lodge. Like, well, hey, here's a Team Lodge. You can see it. But now we're going to talk about that. But just depends. But yeah, every Tuesday, they're right when you get up in the morning on your way to work, you can listen to it. So it's out, ready to go on everything.
How long usually are yours?
Now that we've done it weekly, they're anywhere from probably that half-hour range to 40 minutes.
I love it.
You didn't have that on there long enough. I wasn't able to read it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
His phone cut out.
Yeah.
How to center his phone. Yeah, I might be able to do that.
Seth, he's from West River. Can you read that for him, please?
Tune in next week. Or never mind. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I won't flatter.
Yeah. You guys think you're hot thick because you know word.
Oh boy!
Heck yeah, man! I'm going to tune into that tomorrow when I wake up, taking the kid. How long did you say it was before we were so rudely interrupted by David?
Anywhere from about half hour to 40 minutes, 20-ish sometimes, depending on what it is, where it goes. Like
that's like literally any commute in Sioux Falls. So you guys are good. I'm in the car for 2 minutes, so I'm not gonna be able to listen to it all. I'm sorry.
And some of them, it depends. Some of them have been up to an hour. We don't find that much anymore, but mostly in that half hour to 40 minutes is where I try. Now that we're weekly, so keep it short and sweet and move on. So get to the next one and go from there. But
heck yeah. Well, Seth, do you know what time it is?
No, I don't.
Drew, do you know what time it is?
I think I know, but we're
Davey, what time is it?
It's dad jokes. Let's go.
Seth, did David tell you you have to have a dad joke to be on the show?
Yeah, he texted me a little bit ago and told me I need to be prepared.
I knew I was forgetting something.
I'm sorry.
Like 5 minutes ago, you're like, "Hey,
I freaking knew I was forgetting something." Like,
he went and looked at the little live in the top left. And he's like, "Oh shit, we're at like 55 minutes, and I haven't told Seth that we do this."
I knew I was forgetting something. God damn it! I'm sorry, Seth.
You're good.
God, I'm just.
Well, how we do it with the dad jokes? We're gonna go. Seth, you usually go first. Our guests go first, and then we'll go Drew, and then we'll go David, and then I'll go last.
All right. So there's no intro to this. We just say it, right?
No,
we just go.
Yeah, just
right. go. We usually try to keep it on topic, but your topic was you, and you're not a joke, so we don't do that.
Well, this will be good then, because what do you call a fake noodle? An impasta.
I like it. Hey, we talked about food, so he got it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. Okay.
I wouldn't suggest cooking that in an air fryer, by the way.
Why?
It
probably is good.
How does a man get in touch with his feminine side?
David, you should know the answer to this one.
You drink proper 12. I have no idea.
He crashes the car and then doesn't talk to you for the rest of the day.
Drew just came up with that one.
I like it.
All right. Why is a computer so smart? It listens to its motherboard.
You should listen to Eli's mother a little more.
Yeah.
You can't wait till Father's Day when she waits the last minute and then David's like, "Oh my God, you forgot about Father's Day."
Right,
yeah, David.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
he really kicked me up for a little bit.
I was just joking, Drew.
Nobody put Dave in the corner.
Yeah, nobody put Dave in the corner.
Even though I am in the corner. Damn it.
Well, technically we're all in the corner, so
technically, yeah.
True.
You just sip on your sea breeze, Drew.
It's Crown, baby. It's Crown.
Crown and what? What Crown?
Crown Peach, and then the Calypso Peach, Southern Peach. Oh,
nice.
Tastes like a Peachio.
That's awesome. I like that. I'm just gonna go with the old
good.
Rock Hill Farms bourbon, baby.
I'm not old enough to drink that hard stuff yet.
No.
I gotta get to 30 before I start doing that.
She's not 30 yet.
Jeez. Well, I didn't know if you guys knew that I used to be addicted to soap. I'm clean now.
Did you?
What?
Have you ever seen that deal when the girl goes, "All right, you guys say addicted after everything I say"?
What woke you up this morning?
No, that's the ending. But it's like,
I
if
know.
you drank a lot of beer, what would you say? That you're addicted. And then you smoke a lot of cigarettes, you'd say that you're addicted. What woke you up this morning? Addicted.
Hey.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Oh, man.
Well, shit, boys. It's 9:22. It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, that's what
You
happens
don't work
when you
tomorrow.
get old and senile.
I don't work, but I still got to get up and get my, like the whole dad thing. I got to get my kid up, which is a job. And I got to get her.
Yeah.
I don't have to get her dressed, but I got to pick out her clothes, make sure she's showered. I got to get her to school on time. So, yeah.
It's almost the end of the school year, isn't it?
I know. She cannot wait. She's so excited. She hates school, but I think she actually is starting to like it the older she gets. She gets to do more cooler, funner, awesomer stuff.
Funner, huh?
Like
Good
Be
super
Grounded.
education there.
What's that?
Like Be Grounded?
Yeah. It's funner. You just the funner stuff.
More funner.
More funner.
Yeah, more funner.
More funner.
It's more funner than last year.
Well, Seth, appreciate you being on, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
thank you.
You guys been great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Seth,
Thank
you
you
on
for
the
turning in.
episode tonight got us way more little questions and some chats and stuff, whatever that stuff's called. Yeah, appreciate that.
Stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I guess a pour of this Rock Hill was too much for this guy.
Words, sentences, and phrases are tough.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
thanks
Seth.
again, man.
Yeah, Seth, man, I really do appreciate it. Like without these guys, I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't have a podcast. These guys are amazing. Drew, I met playing softball. Eric, I met working at Vernighty. So these guys they've been there for me ever since we met, and they're awesome dudes for the podcast, and it's just a blast having them.
Yeah,
So
it's been a great time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll make sure
Yeah.
to tune in for a minute on the Midwest Minute.
Awesome. Thanks very much.
everybody tune in to Midwest Minute for some laughs and knowledge, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe some. You might learn
Maybe
something.
some.
You might not.
That's
Felt
all
weird.
it's-
Might watch later.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All
Have
right.
a good night.
See ya.
Thanks. Night, everybody.
See you, Seth. Thanks, man.